Start to let some good breaths flow. Relaxing inhales. Long exhales. Imagine each inhale is kind of washing you clean. We don't always think about it because we start to develop this identity about who we are and what our story is. But really, each and every moment, each and every breath could be a completely fresh start if we give ourselves the permission. Just letting a few fresh waves flow. Even any attachment to how our body has been previously, even as soon as yesterday, doesn't have to be our story today. Not that we're necessarily dictating that story, but each day the body's a little bit different. So give space for the body to be different, to be learning and growing. Not necessarily keeping so tight on that identity of how the body is. Good deep breaths flowing in and out. Giving ourselves permission to include adjustments that are helpful through class. Anything that helps us listen to our body better. And the big idea that we're working on today is stepping forward with courage. So doing things like sometimes using our hands to hold up our body, or making our feet stronger, or making our core support us more. So in these ways, we're working forward with courage, building up that power, that fire from within, that courage that it takes to release identity, the courage it takes to stick up for something good, something right, courage to defend somebody. We're taking this courage, building up the strength from within to do good things in the world. So take just one more good cleansing breath in and out. First things first today, let's move into our hamstring. So let's start to take our right hand to the chest. Do a couple of easy movements for that right knee. Maybe rocking it a little bit to the left, a bit to the right. Try to keep the left leg solid on the ground. And kind of pushing the heel and even the calf down. Keep that side anchored. When you feel like you've hooked up the hip joint a little bit, let's begin to let this right leg steady. We are trying to extend the leg straight because that's how we include all the last little bits of the muscle fibers. And from that straightness, if there's space to use the arm strength to pull the leg in, invite it into the point where you're feeling right at the edge of the stretch. Nothing painful, also nothing where there's no sensation. Right at that edge in between. Good. So slide the right hand up this right leg. Maybe it can make it up to the calf. Maybe it can make it up to the side of the foot. Just see how high up you can grip on that right leg. And then let the leg start to open out super wide. Open to this right side. Try to keep the bend of the knee minimizing. It's okay to have a little bit. But if possible, try to let a little bit more length into your throat. Good. So leg travels right back up. Left hand wraps around the outer part of the calf, and the leg tilts over about a 45-degree angle. over to the left. This is the part where the hip is just starting to lift off the ground. This gets us to the outer thigh area. And let this knee take a bent shape and continue to cut over to a twist all the way across the front. So how many of these major muscle groups we've gotten into already for this right half of the body? That right shoulder opening. One more inhale here. Exhale. And then right hip to the floor. Shoot the right leg long on the ground. Hug the left knee in. A couple of those easy movements, kind of like a rocking action. Left and right or forward, backward. Around the hip joint. Okay, we're going to help this leg go straight. So left extension up to the sky. I'm going to take as much bend out of the knee as possible and then use the arm strength to try to pull it right into the deep depth of the stretch. The palm breath is what helps remind the muscles that it's safe. We're in a good, safe spot. Not going to get injured. So start to slide the left hand up, maybe to the ankle, maybe to the foot, and let the leg open out wide to left. This right side is still super grounded. Heel and even half pressing into the ground. Leg travels up above us again. Left leg stay straight, tilted up about a 45-degree angle off to the right side. The hip is just starting to lift off the ground. IT band or hip stretch depending on your tight spot. Let this left knee bend, continue to cross it over the body. Let the left arm stretch out to the left side. Great. Get back to the floor. Roll both knees into the chest. You'll perform those easy hip circles with both sides rocking. And from here, right hand from the outside edge of the right foot. The right knee is set up in half happy baby pose. So right hand tries to pull that knee wide. The left foot starts off pressing up to the sky. Feel the hamstring, feel the calf, curl the toes back. And then start to let that left foot hover right above the ground, kind of trying to push it away without actually touching anything. Good. And then from here, left foot goes up and down 5 times. Let's travel up 5 and down. 4, 3, 2, 1. The left leg comes back up, bend it. Grab onto that side, half happy baby. Release the right leg up to sky, feel it press up. Even try to pull in. Then hover the left foot right above the ground, trying to push it further away. Make sure both sides are set up solid. Then right side takes 5 kicks. Here's 5. And 4. 3, 2, 1. Leg back up. Happy baby, both sides. Do a couple of rocking movements. And release the hands from the feet. Bring the knees together. Hands are on the floor by the hips. What we're going to do is keep the knee joint locked at this 90-degree angle. Hands are on the floor by the hips, kind of helping that low back stay super solid into the earth. And then start to lower the toes down toward the ground. The knees are still locked at 90 degrees. If the low back doesn't ever lift, you can touch toes down and then exhale, slowly bring the knees back in. 90 degrees, if that was pretty easy, higher is harder. So good. Touch down and crunch back. If low back lifts, that's the point where you stop each time. So it takes a lot of that core control to keep the low back on the ground. Take another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The knees are bent back into the chest. Curl the forehead into the knees. Arms cover on the floor right above the hips. Do quick pulses of the hands up and down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Head down. Even hands to the floor. Legs up to sky. Slow lower down to the point where core, low back are not lifted, and then raise straight legs back up. Bend the knees, forehead curls in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down, head down. Legs up to sky. Choose how far to lower. And raise. Good. If we're doing okay, let's do 2 more of those. Bend the knees, curl the head in, hands up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down, legs up, lower, and raise. Bend position one more time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down, head down, legs up, and lowering to raise. Good work. Let's roll like a ball a couple of times, rocking up and back if that feels nice. Ultimately, when we're up, let the feet stay planted. Hug the hands around the outer part of the shins and start to round the shoulder blades back to stretch the spot right in between those shoulders. Slowly round the spine back up. From here, if you need to cross the feet to make it easier, that's fine. Uncrossed is a little bit harder. We're going to try to go back and forth between lifting the feet and then lifting the hips. It's back and forth. Feet, hips. Hands can be fingertips, they can be fists, they can be flat palms, whatever's working for your body. Okay, if you're going faster or slower, let's try to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And take it into cobbler's pose. Slide the heels in. Lift up the spine tall to tilt over. Good. So as we start to roll back up, lift up the left knee. We're hugging around it to help us sit up upright. Right leg is out in front of us. And what we're going to do in that right leg is work on some foot strength. So push the ball of the foot forward, and then at the very last point the toes. Fill the toes back first, and then ball of the foot comes in as much as possible. Good. So repeat that: ball of foot, toes, and toes, ball of foot. Good. Sit up nice and tall. Keep the foot going. Let's take another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then continue to twist toward the bent knee, hooking the right elbow, spiral around. Backward, backward. There we go. Let's do one more inhale. Exhale. As we return forward, let this left thigh flop down. Reach up high to sky. Let's get this good stretch up in the over right side. One way to help get deeper into hamstrings for this particular stretch is once you're kind of comfortable, relaxed, settled into one spot, re-straighten the low back to kind of lift your spine up to a forward angle. Keep that long spine tilting forward another inch, and then release. I think I'll even repeat that one more time after another couple of breaths. One more time, reach straight, tilt forward another inch, then release. Beautiful. So rolling up, let's switch the feet out. So now it's the right side that we're coming onto, really tight. Left foot to do that foot strengthening. So push ball of the feet and then toes. So the toes and the ball of the foot. Go sequentially in that way, building up those foot muscles. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Twist to frontward, hook the left elbow, spiral around. Forward, letting right thigh drop down. Take a huge inhale, circle outside. Exhale, release forward. Find that first comfortable spot, trying to ease the muscles of the back and the glutes into the stretch with us. Like that first little depth spot, kind of lengthen up to a good forward angle. Bring that straight spine down another inch before you release. And one more try on it, straighten the spine. Forward and more, and release. Good. Coming up right, let's swing both knees underneath us. Take 3 or 4 rounds of cat cow, just giving into the spine a little bit. Exhale, inhales. Good. Spine back to neutral. Drop down to elbows. Take dolphin pose. One hand face a fist, the other hand comes around the fist. Elbows are right under shoulders. So from here, tuck the toes, lift the hips. And then if there's any space to walk the toes in closer, that'll make the shoulder straight go a little bit more with you. So this will be a spot we're gonna hold for about 5 good slow breaths. A slow inhale, 5. If we need to drop on early, that's okay. Exhale, 5. 4. 4. 3. 3. 2. 2. 1. 1. And lowering the knees to a wide knee position, about as wide as the mat. Let the arms stretch forward for a couple of breaths. Then thread the right shoulder under the left armpit space, that little triangle. Drop the side of the head down. Release the right arm forward and then thread left under and through. And then the left arm back forward. Let's take that to downward facing dog. Either stay in down dog, or if this feels okay for shoulders and spine, go back and forth 3 times between up dog. So lowering the hips to hover around. And lifting right back up, down dog. 2 more of those. And 1. Good. Lifting up, float the right leg here up to sky. And step that right foot in between hands, that knee can drop down. Give the hips a couple of breaths to sink forward. Sometimes hands to the floor is the best, both for balance and for how deep it is on the front of that left hip. Sometimes we can take hands up to the thigh. As we do that though, don't let the hips back away. Try to keep them sinking forward. Good. Hands down. Let the front leg straighten. Start to lean the heart closer and closer and closer to the thigh. Notice how this engagement will help to straighten the leg if it has a tendency to have bent nature. Hyperextension not allowed to do this, by the way. So if it has a tendency to be a little bit bent, you're gonna look at your knee and engage the quad so that the knee lifts up just a little bit. That quad engagement gives more space for the hamstring to stretch. But going back forward with the hips, either stay here or this time right hand grabs to the back toes. Or the other one. And the right and left are so hard. I'm bad. I probably mixed up just as much as everybody else. Good. Releasing that back to that hamstring stretch. First, draw the heart as close as it can to the thigh. And then pay attention to the knee. See if the knee can lift just a little bit. That quadricep engagement. Good. Back to the bent knee shape. And this time, the back foot, swivel it around so you're on the heel and we're in a low side lunge. You get to choose with this low side lunge. The hands can just stay easy planted. You could come up to hands balancing at the heart, or you could try to lower the elbows down to the ground. So there's 3 variations. Each of them change what we're focusing on. So completely up to you. Focus on balance. Focus on the foot strength. Focus on the openness of the spine. Good variation to go a bit higher for the knee. That's always fine. Wherever we're at, take one more inhale. Exhale. Pivot back forward, planting the hands. Step the front foot back. Child pose, down dog, or a fetal. Float left leg high up to the sky. So left foot in between hands. Back knee can drop down. Hips sink forward. Run up the right side to stretch. This is pretty good. You want more. Walking hands up to the thigh creates more and more space because it's pulling the points apart. Good. So now hips over the back knee, front leg straight, hands drop down. Let the heart try to get as close as it can to the thigh. And as long as you're not hyperextending, try to engage the knee to lift just a little bit. Quadricep is squeezing, hamstring creating space by the quad doing that. Inhale, exhale. Bring back to the bent knee spot. Either stay with the same variation you're playing with, or right hand down, left hand grabs the back toes. Good. Back to the straight leg spot. Heart tries to drop down. And feel the quad engaging, the knees lifting just a little bit. Good. So back to the bent knee position, hands on the inside. Lift up the back knee and swivel onto that back heel. We're in that low side lunge or higher if your knee needs it. Play with the same variations that you did on the other side, maybe working on balance or just working on releasing down. The subtle little muscles of the feet, trying to keep us steady, firm. Inhale, exhale, swivel forward, planting the hands, step back, your choice, child pose, down dog or up flow. Good, lowering down to knees. We take another shot at dolphin pose. When we do this one, you could choose the same variation that you were playing with the first time, just holding in that plank position for about 5 good slow breaths. If you feel like you're okay increasing the challenge level just a little bit, what we'll do here, once you've lifted up the hips, walk the toes in, is we'll go back and forth, right leg lifts, left leg lifts. Meaning that one, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. Good. Up and down a child. Feel the arm stretch forward for a moment. I'm letting my hands walk off the left side of the mat. And off the right side. Back to the center, 2 bonus breaths. Eventually up to downward facing dog. This will be one where you choose how long to stay until sooner or later you're ready to come up to the top in the forward. As the counter rise. Hands to heart. So we're going to focus on one foot at a time and then both feet together. So on your right foot, lift all of the toes up. From there, try to get just the pinky toe and the big toes to press down. The other 3 toes are trying to stay lifted. Good. Lift up all the toes on that right side and press all the toes down nice and wide. Good. Relax the right. Left side, all the toes lift. Big toe and pinky toe, try to press down. And lift them all up. All the toes try to press. Good. Relax the left foot. Both feet, all the toes lift. Big toes and pinky toes press down. All the other three are lifted. All toes lift. All toes press directly down, spreading wide. Good. Relax the feet. Shift your weight into left foot. Tree pose with the right leg swiveling open. Foot is an ankle, maybe calf, maybe thigh. Feel that left foot especially, trying to just stay relaxed, but toes spread. Good. Feet forward, right foot down, immediately feeling the groundedness, feeling the toes spread, shift your weight into that side. Left comes open. Good catch almost. Almost. Our inhale. Exhale. Set this foot down. Big toes are closed, heels are separated. And then the stack line, we're going into a chair. Arms up by the ears. So from here, see if you can lift the heels up. And if I squeeze together, that can help. Good. Heels down for a moment. Swing the arms back. Just roll the chest up. Arms back where they were. Heels lift. Try to swing the right arm back and open like a little twist. Gaze doesn't have to shift, but if it does shift, that can challenge the balance. Good. Return back forward. Heels down. Both arms back. Chest open. And arms return. Just try to lift. Left arm tries to swing back and behind. Maybe gaze shifts. Lift forward, goes down, chest opens. And forward fold. Drop down, straight legs. Tilt on the feet just a little bit wider than hips. Fingertips to the ground. And think of almost like a football player doing a squat. So the idea here is lower the hips to about a 90-degree angle, or from the fingertips forward, and then re-straighten the legs, trying to get the heart all the way as close to the thighs. Let's repeat that another 4. Move up to the squat. And drop down to that deep forward. And 3. Lift. Exhale, forward fold really deep. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Moving all the way down to a low squat. Let's play for a moment with crow pose. So hands are planted about as wide as the shoulders. Fingers spread wide. The knees up to the tricep area. And if you're just playing with having a little bit of weight here, that's beautiful. Maybe rocking forward, so one set of toe flips. Sometimes full, sometimes back and forth. I'm taking a moment to play with it. Good. Maybe 2 more breaths if you got it. That's okay, that's okay. Good. We'll rock all the way down to sit. Our wrists. That was a very soft fall though, so you did good. Good. Let the wrist just roll for a moment. Good. A little bit of wrist strengthening, like we did the toe strengthening. What we're gonna do is take our thumbs, tuck it in as far as you can reach the thumb, and then the thumb opens out wide as far as it can go. Repeating on the thumb, 4, and wide, 3, 2, 1. Point your finger in as deep as it can, and back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Middle finger. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ring. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As much of just the pinky as you can. That one's, they're the same tendon, so it can't go all the way. And here's 3, 2, 1. And then the whole hand flexes back as far as it can go. And then the whole hand curls in like a claw as far as it can go. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. So just a couple more stretches. Go back out to straight legs. Circle arms up to the side. Forward fold. Raising up. Swing the knees behind us. We're going to try to do dolphin pose. You can do variation 1, just hold. Variation 2, lift and lower. Or variation 3, lift with some swinging. So it's like you're trying to get up almost to a forearm stand. And then left. So we'll try to do each side 5 times. It's 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. Good. Take a couple of breaths of child pose. Almost at the end. One more little challenge and some good stretches. Downward facing dog. Up to forward fold. Roll our head up. Good. For the last challenge, just had 3 kicks each side, and then 3 kicks the second side, and then we're good. So this one is more like a handstand cut. You could face the wall if you think that you're close to handstand. Otherwise, just handstand, and then you'll kick up. 3, 2, 1, and then switch sides. 3, 2, 1. That's it. Okay? Yeah, you can just, yeah, that's okay. Just do what you can do. You don't have to do it. Okay. So ready? So if you think you're gonna kick close, yep, go to the wall. Yep. Just hands down. And right leg tries to go on to lift up. 3, and 2, 1. Good. Oh, you're so good. Okay, and then left side. 3. To do both. 2, because we tend to have a dominant kicking leg. 1. Oh, good job, Celeste. Yeah. Okay. Come up to I know, without the wall. I'm with you. Yeah, you're doing good. Okay. So the capacity, that's okay. That's okay. Flipping upside down, the brain has to do a lot. So turning in, just step the feet nice and wide. Let's just start to come down to a nice forward. Starting to slow the breath. We did all sorts of good, fun, hard things. So now here we are toward the end. Bring both hands to the right ankle, pull in that right side. Both hands grab to the left ankle, pull that left side. All right, back down to the center. And the knees roll up. Shorten the stance just one time, heel toe in. And then we'll take pyramid pose. So turn to your right foot. That might turn some of us to the front of the mat, some of us to the back of the mat. That's okay. But pivot your heels so you're facing to your right foot. So the hips, the back heel, everything is facing to that side. So you should have the back heel almost turned forward. So see how mine, instead of facing to the side, it's facing forward. There you go. Yeah, that forward, that forward. Good. And start to slide down your thigh, your shin. Sometimes hands can go to the floor, sometimes not. This is another point where we could engage just a little bit of the knee lift, the quadriceps squeezing. Knees, let's roll up. And pivot the heels all the way until you're facing your second side. Slide down that direction. Just a little bit of the knee lift, the quad engagement. Exhale. Let's roll our way up. Step our feet together. Slide down, forward fold. Stepping the feet back into down dog. Hips high. And lower down to knees. Toes are tucked. We're sitting some weight back onto our hips. Maybe just a little bit of weight, or maybe coming all the way upright, a lot of weight. Doesn't have to be too much if the posture can't handle it. Then some good deep breaths in and out. Releasing forward, let the toes do a couple little circles, maybe pounds. Good. Then wrist stretch. So let the fingers, the right hand point to the fingers to the right, the left hand points the fingers to the left. The knees go a bit wider. And start to just rock your shoulders over to the right, over to the left. Back and forth. Good. So we release down to sit, let the legs go wide. new wrist rolls. Right hand or right elbow goes in front of right leg. Left shoulder pulls that and then circles up and over. Good. Rising up, switch, left down, right arm reaching. Lift. Slide through the center. And rise. So from here, if there's any last stretches you need from a seated place or from laying down, go ahead and explore any last stretches your body would love to take. Wrap up. Sooner or later, we'll take Shavasana. It's up to you whether that is sooner or later. So let's begin to do the inhales, the exhales. Introduce little movements back to fingers and toes, toes and wrists. Stretching it out like we're waking up first thing in the morning. Taking a nice fetal position off to one side. Doing maybe 2 or 3 more breaths until we feel ready to rise. So here with hands at our heart, we reconnect back to that idea of courage. The courage to try new things. Sometimes that our body is like, I've never done that before, but let's just kind of play with it. Just that playfulness. The courage to stand up and defend the people that need support. The courage to do the right thing, regardless of what anybody else does. Building up this courage comes from this fire that we cultivate within. A transformative fire that not only changes us, but also can reach out to transform the world. But this kind of courage to lead us on, let's wrap up the time we shared together with the sound of Om. We've been held now. Be filled with light, happiness, and peace. Namaste.